So welcome back to my channel. This is GamerDom and this is the test server again. So we came back in to have another look at some of the Swedish tanks coming up. This one is the Strv 74, the Strv 74, which is the tier 6 medium tank. Fresh into the game, coming in the next patch, rumoured to be the 14th of December. We'll see whether that's true, but it's certainly coming very soon. And like all the tanks, they've been fiddling with this one, and you know, I kind of don't have a problem with that. I think if they're mucking around with the tanks, it's because they're balancing them better. And part of the problem, I think, with some of the tanks is they often bring them into the game without enough kind of assessment whether they're working as intended. And they've certainly done plenty of practice with the Swedish tanks, which is all good because they were going to be very different to everything else, and they needed to have an assessment. So a good period of test server play, even though there's gold flying everywhere and team killing and all that kind of good stuff. It's a good thing they get to practice them and see what they're like for real. So actually this tank was the beneficiary of a buff. It had an increase in its engine power by 19%. So while most of the contemporaries above it, so the 7, 8, 9 and 10 all had a nerfing of their acceleration, this thing had an increase, which is good because it was one of the things I didn't like about this tank was its slow speed. Not top speed, it's not bad at that, but it's just getting to that top speed is the problem in this thing, whereas a 19% increase in engine power, it's got to be a good thing, right? So, of course, the other thing to say about this tank is it effectively has had a nerf as well, because the Wargaming's announcement that they were delaying, shall we say, the new penetration buffing or new penetration rules, means that this tank, like all the Swedish tanks, which has very limited armour, does not benefit from the changes in the ricochet rules. Which were going to be coming in the next patch, which means they now can be very easily penetrated by anything firing at a reasonable calibration. Firing HE will go straight through it irrespective of the angle. So that means this tank, along with all the others, has received a fairly significant and hefty nerf as well. So how does that affect how it plays? Let's have a quick look at where it sits within the tech tree first of all. So it is part of the light come medium come heavy line. It sits, you've got the where's the first, that's the last light tank at tier 3, tier 4 is the Lago at medium, you've got the Strv 42, tier 5, you've got this one, the Strv 74, which is the tier 6, then you go into the Leo, the Emil, which is a heavy tank, the Emil 2, and then the Kranwagen there at the tier 10. So it sits here at tier 6. Let's have a look at the grind. You start off with this 75mm gun. You will then need to get this top 75mm gun, which is an improvement of that earlier version. You will almost certainly need to, let me just double check, 29, 26. No, I think you can probably get this without needing the tracks, which is useful. The engine, you will also need to increase its mobility because it's very sluggish with its standard stock engine, so you need to upgrade that fairly quickly. So generally it would be gun, tracks, engine, then turret and radio would be my kind of route through this one. So what about the tank itself? Well, it's a weird looking fish, isn't it? Massive great turret on a fairly innocuous looking hull. So let's have a quick look, see if there's any details about whether this really existed. In the early 1950s, the Centurion medium tank entered service in the Swedish Army. Yet a lighter and more manoeuvrable vehicle was required. It was decided to modernise the old Strv 42 vehicles by equipping them with new turrets and armaments. The tank received a new name, Strv 74, and a total of 225 vehicles were manufactured from 1957 through to 1960. The Swedish Army continued to use the vehicles until the end of 1984, so it did exist. It is a real tank. Whoa, wow, a real tank. Well, wonders never ceased. So let's have a look at it. Well, let's look at the gun first of all. So you've got the two guns. You've got the basic gun, which is this fella, and the top gun. So the basic gun, they're both 75mm. Basic gun has 10.5 rounds per minute. The upgrade has 11.5. 120 with the standard gun, which is a little on the tardy side. 148 pen with the upgraded gun. 140 with APCR, 148 sorry with APCR on the basic gun. It's pretty shockingly bad. 200 however on the top gun is extremely good, so you've got a real extreme there. 38 for the HE, so we'll ignore that, but it only does an average damage of 150, so a bit on the low side in terms of average damage, but a high rate of fire. So it's a typical high rate of fire, reasonable pen, certainly very good pen if you use the premium rounds on the top gun, but low alpha. 0.35 on the basic gun dispersion, 0.33 on the top gun, which is okay, and 2 aim time on the basic gun, and they're very, very good. 1.8 on the top gun. So not a bad gun. With this crew, 100% crew with a gun rammer, I'm getting a rate of fire of 13.5 rounds per minute, a reload time of 4.4, which is excellent. Turret traverse is 37.55, which is brilliant. Has a -15 gun depression and a +15 gun elevation. This thing can poke over a hill easily. Aim time, I've got a gun lane drive and I say 100% crew, gives me 1.57 aim time, which is very, very good, and dispersion down to 0.32. Average damage per minute 2025, which is very, very good indeed for a tier 6 tank. Of course, the problem where it suffers with all the Swedish tanks is lack of armour and actually lack of hit points as well. Actually, hit points is about average, 750 is okay, but its hull armour's 55 only, and it's fairly bulbous, and that lower plate is, might as well put a bullseye on it and say shoot me here please, or even through the hair. To be honest, 55mm of armour you can shoot anywhere really. 30 at the side and 20 at the rear. Turret is even worse, however, 20, 20, 20 all the way around. Have I got the top gun on there? Top turret, yes I have. So you can see here the top turret doesn't actually give you any improvement in armour. It's cack all the way around. Now you have got a gun mantle, so that will give you a little bit more bounceability on there, but really 20mm of turret armour. If you're facing one of these, just load your HE and put it through the side of the turret, because it changes the angling and changes the ricochet rule. If you can just glance a blow on the turret cheeks here with HE, and you've got a caliber of, well, it's 3 times, so 60mm or more, it will go straight through there and do full effect. So that's evil. Mobility, now it's got the extra grunt with its engine, it's actually pretty good. It only weighs 26 tons, has an top engine of 420 horsepower, and a power ratio now of just shy of 16, which is okay. Does 45 kph, 18 in reverse. Hull traverse is 35.4 degrees per second, which is pretty good as well. So it's okay. It's not shit up a brick, but it's not bad. And that extra grunt it gets with that bigger engine makes a big difference. Concealment wise, it's okay. It's a medium tank, and it's quite a big medium tank. So it's 15% if you're concealed and stationary. That rises to 11.9 if you're moving. So yeah, not ideal, but it's okay. Basic view range is 360. I've got coated optics and, as I said before, 100% crew, so that gets me up to just shy of 400. I put coated on it because I just think then you can do a job when you're low tier, and see whether you can do some scouting for the team. 710 with the radio, so nothing special there. Now I put, mentioned before, gun lane drive. I put enhanced gun lane drive and coated optics on my tank, and we'll go and see what we can do, see if we can get some games. So we've got a tier 6 game on Ensk. I think I'm going to go out to the left wing try and use what mobility this tank has, and try and use its gun depression. It's not really a city brawler type tank, this thing, so let's go out there and see what we can do with it and hopefully get a little bit of support. Who comes out in an electro? Wow, why would you bother with an electro? Okay, you can have any tank you like on the test server and you come and play an electro. Oh well, each their own. Maybe there's a thing about electos. And he just walked straight into a Steve 74. Oh yeah, take a big hit, 157 hit. Wow, that's actually a high roll. We got a big hit back on the electo, on the Steve though. But he's dead. So that's that. And he calls for help, and it's pointless. Oh, there's a ELC. Can we get a snapshot on him? Yes, we can. And we roll up as well, 159. I like that. Where's he gone? Can we have another last? No, he's gone. He's escaped. The reload on this is very, very good. You can see we're reloading very nicely. I like this tank, I have to say. The little bit of extra acceleration makes a big difference. It's still a little bit slow. It's quite a big bulbous looking tank, and it seems a little bit slow sometimes to get moving, but it's better than it was, and that's the key thing. I liked it before. This gun is extremely good on it, very accurate, very punchy for a tier 6 tank, and when you load up the APCR, wow, 200 odd penetration is very, very impressive. 1 to 4, looks like the enemy are pushed straight through to our cap. Now guys, it's a test server, why are you getting into the cap? So rear of a Churchill, well of course, we managed to bounce off him. To be fair, the shell went left and hit his sort of angled side armour there. Can we get a shot? Is he going to drive across me? Yes he is, that's nice. 131, that's a very low roll. Is that Steve 74 going to come back? Nope. Let's push on up and see what we can do. Oh, he's on fire. Used his fire extinguisher, he's got no armour, so that's easy peasy to pen him. Well, it is if I actually hit him, of course. So, we got 3 in the cap. Now, excuse me guys, why the hell are you capping on the test server? What is the point of that? It's a flipping chance to try out every new tank. It doesn't cost you any credits, it doesn't cost you any of your win or your win 8 if you're desperate for that. So 9 seconds left. Can we get there before this game finishes? I can't believe it. 5, 4. Someone please, or step out, for goodness sake. 1, and someone hit him. Someone. Thank goodness for that, because that would have been disastrous. Because you can't play the game. How can you? Yeah, I don't know. Anyway. Churchill there, straight onto into his armour, trying to angle a bit, and did actually bounce a shot there. Didn't bounce that one, but I bounced that one. So I bounced 2 of his shots, and he can't take any more from me. I can actually out punch him. So there is the ELC. He's got all the cap points, but he's hiding behind that blockage. Can we get a shot? That hit the metal strut. He's still there, and we finally get one in to reset the cap. Oh, and there's a Steve coming on me. Where are you? Where are you? There we go. Thank you very much. Bear with us. Thanks for coming shopping. We appreciate your custom. So, we've reset the cap. We've got 2 kills. Not particularly spectacular as a game, but it's a test server. What do you expect? So we're going to run along, gives us a chance to try out this mobility again, and you know, as I say, I really like this. It's a nice tank. It's fun. As a tier, oh, there he is. As a tier 6, it's outstanding. Oh, no, notice they had apples on that tree. It's like almost authentic. Yeah, so the little bit of extra acceleration this thing gets now. Actually quite a bit, 19% extra engine power is quite a lot, so it's actually quite a fun tank to drive now. It was very, very sluggish in the past, now it just seems pretty okay, pretty normal. So, and the gun is still its fantastic self, so GG, good game. So I really don't get why people do that. Why do people try and cap out on the test server? It's not your account, it doesn't matter. Just surely you should be out trying out the tanks. Anyway, people do, and they very, very nearly camped out there. Luckily, somebody managed to get the hit on the Churchill, and then I managed to reset with the ELC, so otherwise it would have been a bit of a problem. So second class mastery, dualist fire for effect, and defender medal there. Came third on the team, 963 damage, 2 kills, 630 base XP. Fired 15 shots, hit with 9 of them, penned with 8 of them for 963 damage. We took 5 hits. Miraculously, we only got penned by 3 of them, which is extraordinary. They were obviously low caliber hits, which is why we didn't. Mind you, one was the Churchill, I think. At least one was the Churchill. Did we bounce? Yeah, we bonused 2 off the Churchill. He must have been aiming for my hull, because if that had been the turret, it would have gone straight through it. 22,000 credits, after costs just over 18,000 profit, which is nice. Would have been 10.5 on a non-premium account, and first win of the day gave me 1800 XP. So nice. Let's have another game, see what we do. So we're on Live Oaks this time. It's a tier 7 game, so we've been okay on matchmaking. It's a weird looking tank, isn't it? I kind of like it in an oddball kind of way. It's a bit of a weird fish. So I think we're going to go south and try and use our gun depression to its fullest. I love the fact it's got a shopping basket on the back, just in case you wanted somewhere to put your cinnamon buns, obviously. So we're going to head out this way, avoiding all the noobs. What's he doing? Oh my goodness. You do get some idiots on the test server. Well, you get some idiots on the real server, to be honest, don't you? So we're going to whiz out this way, and you can see it accelerates pretty well now. I like this tank. I liked this tank before. A bit more acceleration makes it even more interesting as a tank. The turret traverse is extremely quick, and the gun depression is very, very good as well. So 15 degrees, it doesn't feel like it's that much actually, but yeah. Oh, I hit him. Oh, that was a bit of a delayed. Oh, somebody Cromwell hit me. And again. That's Cromwell up there, okay. I think that Leo was a Leo there too. Oh, well, no wonder. Leo's going to give me a right spanking. Went for him at the same time. Yeah, shot on the Leo. Can't see him. He's down. Over there. Those Leos have very good gun. Whoa, don't keep running into me, bloody hell. Where's the other Leo gone? Okay, that wasn't so good. Big hit from that Leo. He's down. Oops, alright. He's down 2. I like this tank. I did like it on the test server, on the original test server. I think it's quite a nice little tank. I think once you get the hang of it, it'll be very, very good. It's good medium, It's a proper medium. It's got a good gun, very limited armour, but then it's got this wonderful gun depression which makes a difference. But you can see, you know, hit turrets around the turret ring. You're not going to bounce anything. That's your only problem with this thing. But on the positive side, that gun is pretty accurate. If I can prove to you here. Come on, poke up a little bit further. Oh, actually, there you go. Just to prove the point, I managed to miss the shot. Just move forward a bit. I quite like this. I think it's going to be fun to play on the real thing. Didn't fall far enough ahead. It's gone. Didn't anticipate the distance there. Never mind. Head into the tracks. Not well enough though. Load one of these ridiculous premium rounds. Didn't need to, he's dead. Okay, there we go. Game over. So yeah, pretty good mobility now. Certainly better than it was. It was pretty weak to begin with. Now it's okay. Guns pretty reasonable. Good, pretty good accuracy. Good penetration for a tier 6 tank. Very good. And yeah, damage is level on the light side, but it's only a tier 6, so what do you expect? So we've got a second class there. 659 damage, 1 kill, 633 base XP, 12 shots fired, 7 hits, 5 damages for that. We took 5 hits in return, 4 of them penned, 1 didn't miraculously, and you can see the armour's just trash, so don't count on that. Got 460 assistance. I think putting coated optics on it, using it as a bit of a scouty medium is a good thing to do. 22,500 credits. Low cost, so just shy of 16,000 profit, would have been 8,000 in a non-premium account. 950 experience, so yeah, it's alright. So that's the Strv 74. The little buff to its acceleration, I think it's made a big difference. I think it's a nice tank. I will look forward to playing this for real on the real server when it comes out. So rumoured to be around about the 14th of December, so we'll see whether that's true. But it'll be fun. I look forward to having this tank in my garage, and maybe I might even keep it because it's such an oddball. Looks like one of those echidnas or something like that. You get animals. I don't know. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this quick look at this tier 6 Swedish medium tank on the test server. If you did, give us a like. Let me know what you think about the Swedish tanks. Have you tried them out on the test server? If you have, let me know what you think of them. Personally, I thought before the nerfs, sorry, they were very, very OP. Now I think they're just okay. This tank has benefited, so that's good in my book. I think the TDs are actually pretty good now, so I'm quite looking forward to playing them as well. So anyway, thanks for watching. Enjoy your games, have fun. Remember, it's just a game. Try not to take it too seriously, and I'll see you again soon. Gamerdom out.